Number 9 in the RCA albums collection, the ninth LP that Elvis Presley ever released, was yet another Gold Records hit collection. The famous gold lame suit cover, which has become iconic. And funnily enough, he didn't actually wear this suit that many times. It was too heavy for him. He got really hot in it. And it was that there's a great scene in the 2005 biopic, the made-for-TV, the CBS series starring Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, where he wears this and he drops to his knees to kind of make a little poke at the Colonel, who tells him not to. And I kind of imagine Elvis being stubborn like that. There's actually not that much to the artwork on this one. It's really just a collection of the music, which I like, because the focus is on the music itself. And the fact that he had only been a recording artist with RCA for 3-4 years at this point, and had 2 full albums of gold records. I mean, there's not even artists today that could really compete with that, where they've been recording for 4 years and have enough to put out 2 fully fledged albums of gold records. I mean, I don't even think the Beatles came that close. Well, yeah, they had a lot shorter time of career, but it's pretty darn close. And I love the Beatles, don't get me wrong. And this is where we start getting some of the music that he recorded before he actually did go into the Army. Stuff like A Fool Such As I Need Your Love Tonight, Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, I Beg of You, Big Hunk of Love, Big Hunk of Love. Elvis loved that song, and he continued to record it the rest of his career. Which is funny because of all the songs that Elvis would continue to record the rest of his career or perform in concert, that's not one that would stick out to me necessarily, but I mean, that tells you something about what he thought about that song, that he kept going back to it over and over. It appears later on Aloha from Hawaii, and he knocks it out of the park even in the 70s, which he didn't do with a lot of his 50s songs. He didn't necessarily put as much effort into them later on in his career, but we'll get to that eventually. One Night, it's actually the main version of One Night, not the alternate One Night of Sin. In fact, I don't recall that necessarily appears in this box set. I gotta double check. It does on the Rarities CD. We'll get to that. But it's amazing, just going down this list of songs, and if you had just these 2 albums alone, the 2 Golden Records albums, you could kind of, I mean, this is a good starting place as an Elvis fan, or like if you want to get into Elvis, just find copies of these 2 albums, and that'll set you on the right path. Because these tracks are phenomenal. There's a reason why they became hits. They're well written, they're well produced, Elvis performs them really well. The band is really tight. That's the thing, especially with these later recordings from the 50s, is that it's still the same crew. It's still Scotty and DJ and Bill, and they've obviously added some additional people. The Jordanaires are in the mix now, but it's tighter than it's ever been. And that's why this is a much stronger album than the last 2 that got put out in 58 and 59. This is a really good album. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. They can't. End of story.